Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, but this is Bears at 7:55. Today's show is going to be a quick one, but I think a very important one. And I want to talk a little bit about perspective first, because I think it's important to have the mindset of thinking about perceiving things from a different angle, from a different way, from a different viewpoint than perhaps you have in the past. When we change our perspective on things, many times we see things that we never knew were there before, or we have a different understanding of something that we didn't have in the past. We see things in a very different way. And I want to reference a quote that I happen to really like. I have it on my business cards and I talk about it a lot. It's a quote from Gandhi, and he says that in order to have more in life, you need to be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. So what you want to change in your life, what you want to change in the world, you need to first be that change. You need to first become that yourself. So if you need to, it's the reason that, for example, that most lottery winners lose all their money in the next few years, because they never became that person who could have that money yet. They just did not become that person. So Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. So if you want to have a more peaceful world, you need to become a more peaceful person. If you want to have a more engaging world, you need to be a more engaging person. If you want to have a more friendly world, you need to be a more friendly person. And that world I'm talking about is the world that is around you, the world that gravitates to you, the world that you encounter all the time, and the world that you influence, which is probably the most important part of that. So be the change you want to see in the world. But I heard this quote recently that took that and flipped it around and gave me a different perspective on that quote. It made me think of that quote immediately, but it gave me a different perspective. And it goes something like this: if you want to find out who you are, find out who you refuse to be. Wow, that's the same quote, isn't it? But it's a totally different perspective. If you want to find out who you really are, find out who you refuse to be. So what are those things in life that you want but you refuse to be? We talk about people who are afraid of being successful, right? That sounds so counterintuitive. We're afraid of being successful. We're afraid of having more in life. And people genuinely are. They're afraid of getting outside of that zone of comfort that they're so used to. And it's said that most people are comfortable being comfortable. The middle class is comfortable being comfortable. But world class is comfortable being uncomfortable. So what is that thing that you are afraid to become? What is it that you have that fear of that you need to get past in order to be more, in order to have more, in order to be that change that you want to see in the world? It's a different perspective on the same quote, and it changed everything for me as far as how I felt about that and what my place is and what I need to do, what I need to accomplish in life. So here's what I want to challenge you to do. What is that thing that you fear? What is that thing that you need to accomplish that in order for you to have more, you must become more? What is that thing you're afraid of becoming? And what are the things that you can do or anyone can do to overcome those things? So what I'd like to do this week is, in the Facebook comments section below, share with us what the things are that we can all do to overcome those fears. What is it that we can do to get to that point where we can become more? We can facilitate the change in the world that we want to become ourselves. How can we get to the point where those things that we are afraid of becoming, we will step forward and become those things? Share with us your thoughts on what you could do, what other people could do, things that you have found to be successful for you. And also, I would like to ask you a favor, and that is to help spread this around. My goal is to facilitate change in mindset for people, because I think our mindset, what's between here and here, is what holds us back, and what's between here and here is what moves us forward. So when we can change this, we can change our direction in life. We can change the speed at which we move forward as well. So I'd like if you could share this post as well. Share this on Facebook. That's how we can really get this word out. Tell people to subscribe. Tell them, hey, this is a great blog. You might want to check this out. It comes out once a week, and that's what we do, once a week, and help to share this message with other people. Of course, like and comment on this as well below. That's my message for today. Remember, like bathing, motivation doesn't last. That's why we need to do both daily. This is Baird Jahanan saying, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Have a greater day, everyone.